Well, welcome to Real People, Real Voices. I'm James Jackson.
And I'm Pastor Wayne Moore.
Nice to host with you again.
Man, it's always good to be in your presence, man. And it's good to be back in the studio.
Yeah,
I tell you,
we were out for quite a while.
Yeah, almost, a year and 4 months.
Yeah, but we were doing Zoom.
Yeah, and we kept the show rolling. New guests were on. We were having a great time with that. But now God has seen necessary, it made it fit for us to be back in the studio, and we're gonna have a great show today.
Great show, and we got some great sponsors.
Yeah, we got some great sponsors, Tamiko and Associates, Real Estate Group, and we have Martin University, Marion County Public Health Department. Not only that, we also have Lee Cossell and Crawley, an attorney right here in the city of Indianapolis in Marion County. Al's Modern Clothing and Shoes, North Side Window and Gutter Cleaning, and Fervent Care Christian Academy, and His Place Eatery.
And certainly we're blessed to have so many wonderful sponsors.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
And we're blessed to have you all watching, and we want to encourage you to go to WHMD TV 40 on the YouTube, and you can look at this show when it's over, as well as others that you might have missed.
Right.
And
you can like us on Facebook,
that's
man.
right.
We're right there. All you got to do is, the very first show.
The very first show is there.
It's right there on Facebook, and we want you to tune in to us.
Yeah, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell on YouTube, and follow us on Facebook. Got a great show today.
Yeah,
Matthew Stewart Speaker Series.
Yes,
folks are here.
Yes, Dangerous Matthew. I call him Dangerous Matthew. He's going to be here with us.
Man of many talents.
Man of many talents.
And Kim Bostic's here.
Yeah, Kim Bostic's here, yeah. She got a nice little cut today. I noticed that when she came into the studio.
Yeah. And Jennifer McLeod is here, behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. We always want to mention the infamous Jennifer McLeod.
Yeah, so stay with us.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices, and we're joined by Matthew and Kim of the Matthew Stewart Speaker Series that's been going on for quite a number of years. And before we get into some of the details about the next series coming up, how were you all able to make it through those months during COVID in 2020?
Yeah, that's a good question. We actually, it was a good time for us to really step back and examine how we were doing our work. We've been in business for now over 35 years, and COVID gave us an opportunity to really take some time and operationalize the work. And so we've hired for the first time, full-time staff, and Jennifer McLeod, very excited to have her on board, and really being intentional about how we engage in our work and do this work year-round.
She's amazing.
She is amazing.
Yeah. She's going to take you not to levels, but to paradigms.
Absolutely.
She's a gifted administrator for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
So all that time, and you guys have had a number of speakers, and we've got another one coming up.
Yes.
So talk to us about that.
Yeah, so our very first event is for the kickoff our season is going to be a dynamic panel. That's going to be October the 29th. It's going to be at the Warren Central Campus here in Indianapolis. On that, we have back for, I think, the third or fourth year now as our moderator for that panel, none other than national journalist Roland Martin. So Roland Martin will be the moderator for that panel. And then that'll be followed, on that panel includes Brittany Packett. Brittany is an amazing educator, did a lot of work for Teach for America, was on Barack Obama's 21st Century panel that dealt with policing and the community. And also on that panel is Eddie Glaude. Eddie Glaude is on MSNBC, he's on CNN. He's a professor at Princeton, has written several books dealing particularly with subject matter that we want to examine, and that's the community and police and that whole realm of economic justice, if you will. And then the final person that's on that panel is a community person that we're looking to add to that panel from here, because we always like to localize that conversation. So we're looking for an exciting panel on October 29th.
Yeah, and then after October 29th, we've got November 5th,
Yes,
William Barber,
Yes.
the Dr. William
Dr.
Barber.
William Barber of the Poor People's Campaign.
Yes, absolutely. And then we come to visit you on February 22nd with DeAndre Whitfield.
Yes, yes, we plan to be there to make that happen.
Yes.
For Stewart Speaker Series, we've been doing it probably, almost 14 years with you all now?
And it's my favorite part of the series, I have to
Well,
say.
thank you so much.
Well, and a lot of our viewers may not even realize what you all are talking about, this part of it.
Yeah, well, it's a program
It's
that
amazing.
that is sponsored by Stewart Speaker Series and Homeland Security, if I might say, and with the Olivet Baptist Church in collaboration to bring young people together to hear a celebrity and to put them in a position to where they can ask questions and do things of that nature. Doing that 1.5 hour time is impactful. We probably average between 1,200 to 1,400 doing doing that particular part of the series. We don't know how we're going to do it this year, but we're going to get it done because it needs to be done, and we need to have as many people involved in it as possible. But we're going to do our best to make it happen if things are going the way they're going now.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then, of course, we have in the last, I'd say 5 or 6 years, we began doing a Women's History Month speaker, and so we are holding off. So just wait, but we are very excited. We're finalizing and putting that together. We'll be announcing that really, really quickly. We've got an amazing speaker, and just stay tuned. You'll be excited about who's to come.
Pastor Jackson, and Pastor Moore, I just might add, when you want to find out more information, go to our website, stewartspeakers.org, stewartspeakers.org, or our phone number, 317-297-2905. But when Kimberly says this is going to be an amazing series, but particularly our final event in March of 2022, that's an understatement. You do not want to miss this dynamic female personality, national personality coming to Indianapolis.
Outstanding. You guys are growing. The staff's growing. You're chairman of the board.
Yes, yes.
And how long have you been operating as chairman?
Oh, wow. This might be my 6th year as chair, and this is the first year that we have come on and just changed how we operate, really being intentional about how we utilize the skill sets that each of the board members have, partnering with intentional contracted partners to help with the virtualization we talked about with COVID. We know that it changed how we deliver that program. You talked about how you all did Zoom. For a few months, and so we are looking at a hybrid way to be able to do that. So we had to make sure that we're partnering with the right people, and even just as we're growing and year-round fundraising and engagement, it's required a different mindset. But we're engaged and doing great work. Our board is phenomenal, and we're very thankful and grateful for them.
Doing the concept of intentionality.
Yes.
Stewart Speaker Series has been around a long time, done a great work. How can you now transport the package now into the community?
We appreciate that. Thank you for setting that up. So one of the things that I think that I am most excited about when we came out, we've always said we were more than just talk. But one of the things that we are launching this year is our education initiative. And it's an opportunity for us to be intentional, to not just bring a speaker that's going to say good words and give us a flowery speech, but that's going to really push us further and activate action. And so we're partnering with and very excited that all of our partners, educational partners, are on board, and we are pushing through for a racial conscious curriculum where our students, not just when the speaker comes, is going to learn about what it is that they're talking about or the Poor People's
We
Campaign or
need the
whatever.
afterglow of the speaker.
You're right. We're going to talk about it year round, and make it a part of the general curriculum. And so those are the conversations that we're having right now, and how we're building curriculum with our educational partners at each level. So both at the high school level, at the collegiate level, and even doing some community work with our community partners.
We're going to pause right there.
Yes.
And we've got much more to come. I want you to stay with us. We'll be back with the good folks from the Matthew Stewart Speaker Series after this. Welcome back, and we are here with the good folks from the Stewart Speaker Series. That's a correction. I said Matthew Stewart. Of course, he's here, but more specifically, it's the Stewart Speaker Series. So I do apologize for making that mistake. You all do a lot of engagement. You have plans for expanding partnerships. Kind of tell us what that looks like.
So part of the work that we're doing, and that Jennifer has really been intentional, and you'll notice when you're looking at how, even when you visit the websites, we are being very intentional, again, going beyond the more than just talk model that we try and live up to. When we're partnering with our corporate partners, for example, one of the things that they're actually asking for, especially given the social unrest that our communities have faced across the nation and the world, is how can they engage with us on a deeper level. And so one of the things that we're looking at when we talk about the education initiative, even looking at how we have an education initiative at a corporate level with our corporate partners. How do we partner with them with the training that they're already trying to launch, but making sure that it's not just talk, but they're actually holding themselves accountable. And so they're looking to us to help to build and lead those projects, and figure out how them coming in, hearing these and engaging in these meaningful conversations, what can they take away and really implement some of those actionable things within their corporations.
I'm so happy that you have Jennifer. Two pieces that are so dynamic in the community right now is policing and mental health. I've never been inside on the Speaker Series meetings. I've always looked in the window, so I'm going to throw a rock in the window now.
Yes.
I would hope with these two important issues that your board will start looking beyond a panel ideology and create a 3-day, 2-day caucus to where the community could be a part of that.
Yeah.
That 2 to 3 day caucus registration, the dynamics of people who are familiar with policing, not just in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Hear other flavors to it outside of Indianapolis. The mental health piece, those type of things to where we see it one night. How about a 3-day caucus? How about something that can have a lasting effect that people can take away with, package it that way, and let it come out into the community based on, well, Stewart Speaker Series is having a 3-day conference right here talking about policing mental health ideologies. I'll be at the West End Hotel, get a room, blah, 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 that type of deal.
Yeah.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Sure, absolutely, and thank you very much. One of the things and really the board has started to talk along that line. One of the items that we did virtually earlier this year was a conversation with dealing with police officers and mental health, but it ended up being a local piece that went nationally. I think we had about nearly 10,000 people that watched and viewed that. But the important thing, to your point, is when the initial discussion came about, we were talking about including Cincinnati's police department and Louisville, Kentucky's police department. So again, it just wasn't locked into an Indianapolis discussion. but to make it a regional and then a national discussion such as the speaker series is. So I think you're right on point, and we have started some of those conversations, and I think it does need to expand beyond a one-day lecture. So thank you.
I think we can count on you to help to make sure that that occurs. Though.
Sure. All you got to do is give me a call.
Okay.
You know, I've always thought more of Matthew than he's thought of me, and I'm willing to help him do anything. But yeah, I would love to help. I mean, but it's just a community thing,
Yeah.
and how it's packaged, and you bringing the talking heads in and those who are doing certain things. But the caucus ideology or a conference ideology, talking about pertinent issues that, as you would say, that affect those three cities. You know,
sure.
even include Chicago.
Yes.
As it relates to that, draw from those areas
Yes.
possibly on whatever subject. But we know policing and mental health is a major topic in every state.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I just like, Pastor Moore and Pastor Jackson, you just talk so much about critical issues that are facing our community, including housing and including, poor people campaign type issues. And so that is so true. And most of our focus this year with the series is going to be to try to address those as other pastors in the city talk about the food deserts and community members talk about food deserts. There are a lot of food deserts, there are economic deserts, as we've talked about, and political deserts. So we need to have a more robust conversation around those.
And the new
those
issue,
issues.
CRT, critical race theory.
Yes.
And that's something that I think is going to be interesting for. I want to see how you approach that. I'm interested in that.
We're very interested as well.
Well, speaking of interest, if people are interested in volunteering, how might they do that?
Absolutely. So actually another good segue, one of the things that Jennifer is helping us to lead is building out this volunteer segment. So we've got new volunteer training that is coming out, being very intentional to, again, look at the skill sets, give you specifics and very direct direction on how and where you should be focused so that we can have year-round volunteering. We'll get those. We'll have 3 training dates that we will be posting within the next few weeks. We'll let you know. Just visit the website, stewardspeakers.org, or give us a call, 317-297-2905. The types of volunteer opportunities will range from day of event and logistics, helping with prior to, before the scenes with the social media and marketing, or even day of if you are interested with the virtual, the camera, the studio, because now that we have that hybrid piece, there will be both the in-person and the virtual piece that we'll be displaying. So there's a lot of opportunity there. And even if you're interested in doing something a little bit more in-depth, we're looking for specific skills as we build out, what Steward Speakers and how we grow. If you're interested as we continue to operationalize and build the organization, maybe even if it's looking at those caucus ideas and having those 2 or 3 day long conversations, we're looking for expertise in those areas that would be willing to work with us to build that out.
And we have about a minute and a half left. What about some dates? I know we had some dates before, but kind of give us a rundown of when
Absolutely.
everything's going to be happening.
Yeah, so the opening session, panel discussion on October the 29th. The second event is November the 5th with Dr. William Barber. The third event is February 22nd with Dondre Whitfield. And the final event is in March of 2022. I almost said the name, but we want to hold that as a surprise for the community. But I also want to hasten to add, in the time we have left, I want to really be thankful to, again, Real Voices, Real People. I want to be thankful to our title sponsor, IUPUI, and our major sponsors, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, and to CICF and the Lilly Endowment, and then most of all, our season ticket holders for. Without them, this series would not be possible. When you talk about 35 plus years, it is has been an amazing opportunity for this committee, this community to help set the agenda for the nation. So I think
That's how you stay alive. Make sure
Yes.
you mention those
Yes,
sponsors.
yes, absolutely.
Thank you all. You've been very good guests, and maybe we'll bring you back to see who's going to be that March guest.
Yes.
I could perhaps guess, but I won't. We'll see you all next time.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices. I'm James Jackson.
And I'm Pastor Wayne Moore.
And I'm Curtis Baker of Real People, Real Voices. You know what? This is a great show today.
Thank you.
With Stewart speakers. They always have so many great guests that come through.
They do.
I mean, this is something that's probably one of the most, from national speakers, that I can say that locally that really brings these speakers to light. So with that said, we got to definitely support them. We definitely have to support them.
Well, I'm excited about the shift that I hear. The package that they're going to be bringing to community for community involvement and participation in volunteerism. I think that's going to be phenomenal for Stewart Speaker Series. What they have been doing has worked for over 35 years. And this piece that is going to be coming on as it relates to the expansion of Stewart Speaker Series is going to be dynamic. I think it's going to fulfill some things in the community.
You know, there's always a time in history where things change. I remember Howard, the Hughes getting commercial aviation going, and now we have billionaires in space with space exploration and different things like that. And the Stewart Speaker Series, I think we're in an interesting time where they're emerging organizations to lead. They're emerging leaders.
They're no longer in an embryo stage.
Yeah,
If I could say-
it's just exciting times.
Yes,
where
exciting
things
times.
are happening.
And I
So-
want to make sure we plug that Eddie Glaude, professor of I think it's Princeton, and Roland Martin, and they'll be doing a panel on October 29th.
Let's
so make
not
sure we
forget
do
my
that.
friend, William Barber.
And William Barber, that's on November the 5th,
Yeah.
from what you said. But before we go, can I
You can.
send a
You got
shout out to our
about a minute.
sponsors? Got about a minute? Oh, I'll take my time then, because they deserve all the time. Tamiko Associates Realty Group. Want to buy a house, want to sell a house? That's who you call. She's your girl. Martin University, Marion County Public Health Department, Lee Castle and Crowley, Al's Modern Clothing and Shoes. Make sure you stop by Al's. Tell them that Pastor Jackson sent you.
Yeah, I got pants on. For
I
you.
know. We'll make,
Nothing
can you
fits
get-
me in that store.
Oh, that's not true. Northside Window, Gutter, and Cleaning, Furbic Care Christian Academy, and his place, Eatery, at 30th and Shaylin. Stop by on Fridays. You'll find me there.
Oh, this shirt's from Miles Modern Clothing.
Well, actually, this jacket came from Al's Modern Clothing.
Yeah.
My service from
Goodness.
the.
OMBC, Olivet Missionary Baptist Church.
All right.
Join them on Sundays. Hey, we'll see y'all next time.
All right. Good night, Aunt Jeanette.